All right, so what's up, Cancers? Welcome to Welcome back to Tarot Sessions. If you're new here, I am your girl, Side, and if you're not new here, then thank you so much for returning, okay? Family, friends, subs, I appreciate your love and support as always, truly. All right, so y'all know I got your pre-shuffle here. Let's go ahead and get into how you will be leaving out of July. The world card is this week's energy. This is the backstory. There's something that ends or something that has already ended. Take it as past, present, future, however it applies to you. Some of you may not even have reached this point yet. Some of you have already reached this point. So it just depends. And take this whole reading as a confirmation or as advice too, because everybody's not in the same place. But we're going to keep it general as possible. So only take what apply. I just had to put that disclaimer out there. But with the world card showing up, it definitely lets me know, Cancer, that you have came to an ending of some sort of cycle here where you have to get back out here or where you have a new beginning of some sort. Okay. Now the Eight of Pentacles is here, which I love. So two storylines I'm kind of gathering is where some of you have put in a lot of hard work. You no longer have to do that hard work or be in that type of energy because there is a new foundation, a new start. All right. So it's like the hard work leads to what you wanted. It kind of feels like you take the slack off, or it kind of feels like you graduated or you got the job done. Okay. Ace is nine of Pentacles, which is all about self, um, which is all about independence, is what I was trying to say. Okay. Now the other storyline I'm picking up on with this Cancer is some of you could be unemployed right now or in between jobs, something to that extent. And it's like you've been committed, you've been dedicated to finding a new opportunity, and that new opportunity becomes available. So take it as either you're starting something new here with new work, or either you have to, or either the work you've already put in is something over about that. So either no hard work, no more hard work because of the dedication I already put in, leading to a new cycle, or either if you've been kind of on pause, here's the opportunity. Take either or. It does feel like career though. We're talking about pentacles, we're talking about stability and security. Okay. But yeah, it does feel like some of you found a new job, some of you no longer have to work as hard. So this could be a week for you too, Cancer, where you may leave work. There may be an ending to a job. Take it as it applies. So it could be an ending or it could have already been an ending. And either way, the Ace of Pentacles is the most important here along with the World because there is a new cycle. Something is complete and done and it brings in a new opportunity. All right. Now, Page of Swords is also here, Cancer. So that means you are very much seeking some options, trying to figure out what is happening, what's the next move. I feel like while you were doing that, you are kind of laying low this week, so you're kind of isolated. You may not be telling people exactly how you're moving or, what you plan to do. This is like moving in secret. The Emperor here also lets me know that this is a power move. So some of you are definitely looking into opportunities, doing deeper research while you kind of sit back in your crab shell this week, Cancer, and figure out how you can once again become in an authoritative position. Okay. Now this also could be about love, connections. So just take it as it applies. Virgo is here. Aries is here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is kind of, to me, it feels very much like where someone says, all right, I need to cut everybody off, or I need to get focused. I need to reevaluate. I need to do a deep dive on how I can get back into this position, being the emperor of your own life in some sort of way. But these are major shifts, though, because these are major arcana. The Hermit is a major arcana. So let's say if you were dismissed from a job or you quit a job, however it goes, this definitely could have had something to do with a boss as well. Some issues with a boss, like a power struggle. Maybe somebody felt like they had to prove a point if you are unemployed at this time, Cancer. But I see that you're not giving up. I see that you are, like I said, going into your hermit mode, going into your crab shell, isolating, being alone. And some people may be even feeling alone. That feeling of, well, I don't really have shit figured out. So, you can kind of feel like we're down. You could feel taken out of your power. And this could be past or what's taking place currently. But the good thing is that you are figuring this out. Now, if this is love for you, I definitely see where someone may have ghosted somebody here. There's no communication. Somebody may still be watching someone, keeping an eye on someone here. This could be someone having to get away from somebody who is abusing their power or abusing their authority. All right, moving on, we also have the Queen of Cups, which is your energy. Okay, this is Cancer Pisces energy. And then we have Pisces energy here with the Hanged One, too. This is very much given being emotionally mature here. All right, Cancer, my apologies. Trying to take care of some family business. But anywho, Queen of Cups is where we were at. As I said, this is your energy. We also have the Hangman here, which is stalling out. There's a pause, there's a break, there's a time for you to reassess, see something in a different perspective. So I feel like this week, Cancer, as you are researching and trying to get an answer, trying to figure out how to move, I feel like you need to be emotionally mature, be in your real power, Cancer, and see something from an emotional angle, an emotional perspective. As you are going through what feels like kind of a challenge this week, Cancer, be continue to be loving, continue to come from a place of compassion, a place of, how can I say it? It's just like, when you are content with something. You may not really like how it turned out, but it's like, okay, you have to settle the differences. You can't continue to dwell on how things turned out or how things didn't go right. So this feels like, just being, in your power. And during this break, while you're waiting, this is the time where you see something from a different perspective, emotionally. Okay, said it all over again. Queen of Wands is on the bottom. So for some of you, this is a connection between you and someone. Could be a water sign and a fire sign. Like somebody here could be saying, well, let's take a break on our connection, or let's take a break, I need some space, a moment of separation. Now, if this is the case, as I said earlier, this is a time for you to see something from being the bigger person emotionally, as I just described. There's a element of being confident, okay? Being confident is fire energy. So there's an element of being confident to this new perspective as well. So in other words, not letting disappointment have you looking at a situation bitter, or with resentment, or with dread, or stress, or sadness. It's not that. It's like, hey, regardless of what happened or what happens, Cancer, remain in your power and remain confident this week. If this is a personal thing. So I'm also seeing the Seven of Swords, which is like sneaking. I feel like, Cancer, you're not telling people what you are doing, okay? I feel like you're not telling people what you are doing. And it is an element of being success. So in order to win this week, in order to get your victory, I feel like you're moving in silence. Now, another storyline I'm picking up with this too is you may be dealing with a person who has some sort of authoritative position, or at least they appear this way, whether they are this way or not. And you could be finding out that this person will do anything to win. Okay. This is an example of this would be like a judge that got caught in crime, or got caught stealing, or got caught being some type of thief or liar. Okay, the best way to put that. It's like this person should have had more. They're at a higher standard. They're held at a higher standard. They act as if they're at a higher standard, and they could physically be in a position of higher standard, like a judge, like a pastor. It's given wise counsel. It's given someone who has a lot of authority, and they have to make others, or even you, abide by contracts. And this could be about marriages too, right? But it's like winning by any means necessary. So whether it's you that's moving like this, quietly in silence to get towards your win, or someone you are connected to, that's still the energy there. All right, so overall, this whole week, Cancer, is talking about endings and new beginnings. I do feel like you are kind of in limbo mode right now. Yeah. And this is a time where you are is that trying to figure things out is what it's giving. Like I said, some of you are looking for work. Some of you, are waiting on a person, trying to decide about a connection possibly. But as you are waiting for your win, for your success, for things to start turning around in your favor, Cancer, I really feel like the best thing you could do is to pause and reflect and to be the bigger person about whatever disappointments or whatever didn't go as you thought it would. All right, let's get some tea. Signs we have here are Taurus, Aries, Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Virgo. All right, let's get some tea. What's happening with Cancer? Supersizing me, doing too much, excessive, and indulgence. The blues. Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain. Scared, heavy emotions, mental distress. All right. Somebody could just be sitting in doom, sitting in their feelings. So it's like, don't sit in your feelings while things are not happening fast enough or happening at all, or while things are disappointing. Don't sit in those feelings. Remain confident or step into an energy of being confident and standing in your power, being a bigger person. That's what cancers ultimately do. Thank you. We have receipts popping out with Emperor. If look over here on this authoritative person here. It says evidence guilty is charged and exposed. On the bottom is kinky ways. And it says fantasies and fetishes, sexually open, looking to explore. So it could be some receipts here, or was some receipts here about somebody's activities. Okay. And then I'm seeing snap. So somebody could definitely have ghosted someone here due to the receipts, finding out that somebody wasn't being who they said they were. Okay. Somebody could be looking for receipts too. But I feel like receipts have already been showed. Take it as a five, like somebody has the proof or the evidence that they need, which is why we have this ghosting here. One more for Cancer. Fed up, falling on Emperor again, over it, not having it, and frustrated. On the bottom is tiptoeing. Yeah. Avoiding getting caught, acting shady, sneaking around. Somebody's tired of somebody being sneaky. You can have people at the job. You see, he's got on his work attire. Somebody could be and it fell over the Emperor. So somebody could be tired of their boss. Somebody could be tired of their coworkers. All right. Somebody's definitely sitting in their feelings and their emotions of sadness and needing to, like I said, look at something from a more mature perspective when it comes to your emotions, so that you don't sit in there. Like, there's a reason for everything, Cancer. And then we have some receipts here, someone's kinky ways, which could definitely have something to do with this contract, commitment, this judge, this lawyer. Like I said, there's different things happening with that Hierophant. But somebody's definitely, I feel like, breaking a contract, breaking a commitment, or either this is the person that holds everybody else to commitments and contracts, but they don't do it themselves. But it's a win by any means necessary. And that could just be the backstory. Like, this is what happened. So now somebody's moving in silence to, win something here. Somebody could be taking someone to court and they may not know it. This is like, hey, popping up on you. You've been served much. Like, hey, you've been served. Okay, so somebody could be getting served some papers this week. But the biggest thing for you to take away from this, as I said, Cancer, is being a bigger person. So if you are going to, feel something, if you are going to feel some type of way about it, my advice to you would be to be an example. If somebody would ask you, okay, so what would I do in this situation? And they were asking you, what would you do? But it's their situation. What would you do? Would you be nasty and petty, playing get back? Or would you be, you know what? Like that type of attitude. I'm gonna just move on. Give the situation or the person grace and moving forward with your life instead of letting this shit drag you down. That's a spiritual support for Cancer. Serenity. It says you are moving into a time of greater inner peace and tranquility. The angels reassure you that peace of mind is within you. You can feel serene even in the midst of great turmoil. The affirmation for you, Cancer, is everything in and around me is in perfect harmony. So say this, believe this, know this, manifest it, because you can only control but so much. So accept the things for, how they are, and still, like I said, not letting situations take you out of your power when things don't happen the way that you want them to or expect them to. Okay? Yeah. So we got work coming up. We have love connections possibly, and we also have mothering. Like somebody may be having some issues with their mom, not on speaking terms or something to that extent too. That's a side story, but I'm seeing it. All right, Cancer, y'all hold your head up, okay? Be cool this week. Be okay this week. So I don't want to tell you to stay out your feelings because you guys are your feelings, but balance your feelings. I'll say that. All right, guys. Have a good week. Thank y'all for watching. I'm signing off your girl side. Scorpio, welcome to either welcome back to Terra Sections. I am your girl side. If you're new here, welcome in. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're one of my subs, one of my friends, family, I know how we rock over here, okay? Thank y'all so much for your love and support. Sending it back to you, Scorpio. So y'all know the pre-shuffle is here. Let's hop right into your reading. See how y'all are exiting July. This is for the last week. I can see, Scorpio, that there's definitely an ending here. This is your energy. So this is you. There's something that has come to an ending for you. I see you walking through a new door here. A new opportunity is available for you with the Two of Wands. All right. This is something in regards to your own independence. Okay. Now take this reading as confirmation or advice. But Six of Swords also is an energy of making peace about a situation and moving forward, moving on, leaving it where it's at. This could be mentally with that swords. At the end of the day, what is given, because this is the backstory, is that there has been an ending, or there needs to be an ending, because you made peace with something, or you should make peace with something, walk through a new door, a new opportunity, something that leads to your own independence. You're standing on your own 10. Now I'm also seeing here another one of your major arcana cards, because it's a Scorpio too, so you are make a judgment about situations, about people. I feel like Five of Swords. So these are haters, these are ops, these are competitors, anybody that doesn't wish you the best. All right, so I feel like this has taken place or will, and I feel like you're judging it and you're manifesting how to outdo the people, or I'm not going to say how to outdo because it's not so much as a competition, but it's like how do I manifest, beating them. It's still beating them, even though it's not a competition, if that makes sense. Yeah. I feel like you were manifesting rising above the people that didn't have your best interests in mind this week. So this is a heavy energy of taking some time to decide what's best for you in order to get what it is that you wish to have. Okay. In regards to a situation where people may have set you up, or where people intentionally didn't have your best interest at heart. Now, I'm seeing too that this King of Wands here, now this could be for some of you a person you are attracted to, or this could be your own energy, but take it either way. There's something coming into focus, Scorpio, for you this week about being confident, about you winning, about you having this victory and success. I feel like it is going to require you, or either you're already, doing this, which is giving something another go, another opportunity, trying to revive something here. Okay, we have a lot of ones. We got 8 of Wands here, so it's almost like you plant a seed, or you begin to water something again, and it happens really fast. Because all together, this is 8 of Wands. You could be hearing from someone as well. You could be receiving some good news as well. You could be receiving news about something that resurfaces in a better way. I'm hearing something coming back around. But more general, Scorpio, this is all about you having that confidence to give something another shot. I feel like it is your confidence. I feel like it is definitely you. And I'm not saying that you don't have confidence now, but this is a great deal of confidence. Okay. So if there obviously something ended. So when it comes to endings or disappointments or failures, loss, I feel like this is you giving something another shot, quite honestly. Stepping fully into the energy of making things happen for you because ones are physical, they're physical, and that's all you have going on in this part of the storyline here. So yeah, Scorpio, something if you want, if there is some sort of victory or success you are trying to accomplish, then do that. That may be, like I said, getting back to something that you had to lay the rest before, revisiting old opportunities, revisiting, picking back up old projects. But however it goes is to regain your confidence so that you can, have a victory or success in some sort of way. Yeah. Now, Seven of Cups is here. This is that everything is all good type of energy and multiple options as well. And we all like multiple options, right? It's like, oh, Scorpio, what do you want to do? You can do anything. And you get an opportunity to pick and choose. But I would say, I feel like if you don't choose correctly, I don't say two storylines here, but I feel like if you don't choose correctly, Scorpio, you could find yourself in this type of energy, just 10 of swords energy again. But with the 7 of Wands on the bottom, I feel like you're getting over this. So I feel like there was a place or a time, Scorpio, where you were very stuck, stagnant. This is basically like when we get ourselves in situations because, they seem like everything was good to go. And then those situations really turned out to be not what we thought at all. And it's this thing where instead of letting it break you, you decide to stand on 10 and you set boundaries and you set restrictions and you cut access and limit people's access to you. It's like self-protection. It's like fighting for your own peace, standing up for what you believe in. Okay, if you don't have anybody else to write it out for you, you're doing it for yourself. That's what the 7 of Wands energy is. So I feel like a lot of you have picked yourself up from a situation like that. You're no longer dwelling on that. If you are, then that's what you do. You step into that 7 of Wands energy. That's why I said take it as confirmation or as guidance, depending on where you are at. Everybody's in different places in their life. But I feel like you guys have learned the lesson already. I feel like it's this thing, Scorpio, where opportunities are presented to you, but because of the lessons you learned the hard way prior to this, I feel like you know how to choose differently this time. I feel like you know how to put yourself at the forefront. Okay, because why in the hell would you consider other people's feelings about your personal life? Now, I know we have kids and we have spouses, some of us, and, family members. But for your own personal will, your own personal power, what makes you you? Because we all have to have a backbone. We all have to stand on something. This is definitely like I've learned. I've learned. And because of those past experiences, you begin to set boundaries. You begin to limit the access. Okay? Now, some of you definitely also have these opportunities that are available for you. But you have to completely release something. You have to completely release something. Right? So we're going to get some tea real quick. But overall, it's giving very much, that you guys make peace about an ending and you just stand on your own sense, Scorpio, and you walk through this new door, this new opportunity with better discernment, with more wisdom than before, with more confidence to, get back out here and do your thing and whatever that is, Scorpio. Yes, we have graduation day coming out with lipstick evidence. All right, let's get some tea. What's happening with Scorpio this week? Let's turn it out sideways. On the bottom is wine and dine. It says greed, bareback, and considerate. On the bottom is wine and dine, courtship, consistently dating, romance, and passion. Okay, so it does look like we have a date going on here. Now, I don't know if somebody is sneaking around, that's kind of giving that, or was spiritually woke, outside, self awareness, cutting through illusions, attachment from ego. Okay, that's relevant. Yes, you the key player. I feel like this is exactly what's happening because we have that ending here. This is you being woke. Like I said, you're no longer you're no longer seeing things through rose-tinted glasses. So even if you do have multiple opportunities, or even if you have been in a situation where you thought everything was good and it wasn't, the lesson was that you took whatever it is. Okay, you took the lesson as I move forward, I choose better. Okay, I know that's like a very simple way of putting it, but that's just what it comes down to. It's like now you know, all right? When it comes to list, when it comes to whining and dining. So this could have been something that happened to you, or this could have been something that you took a part of. But I feel like the lesson is full circle this week. But that's for Scorpio. We got Brick Wall coming out. What's quiet? I did not expect that. What is it? Okay. I did not expect that. Defense mechanism, guarded heart to react. On the bottom is squad. It says reconciliation, soul tribe, close friends. So somebody has blocked somebody here, or will be blocking someone here. This could be a friend with benefits. This could be someone that's in your friend group. Somebody doesn't want to communicate with someone. Somebody doesn't, like I said earlier, give somebody the access to them anymore. Somebody could be cutting someone off because they had too many options. Like, okay, you want to entertain multiple people, then go do that. And this could be past, present, or future. As I said, take it out as it applies. I hope there's a million Scorpios on here looking at this video. So, of course, we're going to have different storylines. One more for Scorpio. I'm seeing snack coming out with numbing, obsession, physical attraction, and sexual appetite. Sex appeal. I'm saying sexual appetite. Same thing though. Sex appeal with numbing, self-medicating addictions, irrational behavior. Somebody could be using sex to numb the reality of something. Somebody also could have been trying to numb their self or trying to escape the fact that they were dealing with someone who was obsessed or having a lot of sexual obsessions for maybe third parties. That's what I'm picking up. Yeah, because lipstick evidence is on the bottom. Infidelity, caught cheating, and caught cheating and betrayal. Not even damn talk. Yeah, it looks like somebody uses sex to escape, or either somebody here too is finally getting over someone who has an obsession with sex, or getting over that energy itself. So take it as it applies. You could be the one having this. You could be the one getting over this personally, or you could be getting over a person that is doing this. But at the end of the day, somebody still, I feel like, whether it's your person or someone else, or even you at the time, or even currently, somebody does use sex to escape reality. That's wild. One more for Scorpio. Supersize me with player, exactly. Doing too much excessive overindulgence, okay? Just overly doing it here. Player, playing the field, not looking to settle, seeking options. So that was I feel like overall this is like you getting over a bad relationship. You getting over betrayal, maybe even from friends. Okay, somebody could have had a friend that was dealing with their person, because I'm picking up on that very specifically too. But this is all past shit. I feel like this has already happened, Scorpio, and I feel like the only reason it's coming up in your reading this week is because you finally shut the door on that, or you're finally coming to an end of all of that energy, of all of that. You know how sometimes you and a person can break up or split up, or even if we're talking about work, like, okay, physically it's over, but then you have the aftermath of the processing the emotions. I feel like this is the week that you can close the case on processing the emotions. I feel like you've learned the lesson, as I said earlier, and I feel like this week you move forward completely. Completely. Let's get a spiritual oracle message for you guys. And I'm going to let y'all go. Well, Scorpio, they don't even know for this week, pertaining to this week. Calm, calm. It says the angels remind you that calmness comes with determination to live. Everly happy in the present moment, relinquishing the past, and not worrying about the future, but placing our lives firmly in the Creator's hands. Did y'all hear what I just said? Because then I just say I thought this was past shit and this is the processing coming to an end. Again, the angels remind you that calmness comes with the determination to live everly happy in the present moment, not relinquishing the past and not worrying about the future, but placing our lives firmly in our Creator's hands. The affirmation is I'm surrounded by the energy of calm, peace, and positivity. Like I said, and look how she's elevating. Yeah, yes. Go back and watch the beginning of the reading. When I said that y'all were making decisions to, I said win, but not as far as the competition, but to rise above the ops, the haters, to rise above those people or those situations, and that's what it is. All right, Scorpio. Intuition is on the bottom. Let your intuition guide you as you move forward. Okay, tap into your water energy. All right, Scorpio. So that's what I have for you. I hope you got some help. I hope something resonated. And thank y'all for watching. Truly, have a good week. I will see you in the next one. Signing off, your girl, Sal. Love you back. So Pisces, what's up, loves? Welcome, either welcome back to Terrasations. I am your girl, Sai. To those of you who are new here, I appreciate you being here. And to all my subscribers, my friends, my family, thank y'all so much for your love and support, as always. Now, we're going to be finding out how you are exiting July as we are in the last week. It's going to be general, take it applies, leave the rest, y'all know how we do. All right. I feel like every intro for every video is different, Pisces, and I don't know why I always choose to open up to you guys about my side thoughts. But anyway, let's get into your pre-show for Pisces. Y'all are my besties for real. Okay. This week, looking at your show for before we get into it, it definitely is, there's a theme of steady pace wins the race. There's also an element of wins, victory, and success that's available for you, Pisces, whether this is getting ready to happen or whether you are currently sitting in this position. But you cannot let your judgment, your self-doubt, second guessing, being indecisive, cannot sit in that type of energy. You're going to have to trust your intuition and trust the journey as well. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is all about slow and steady. And Three of Pentacles is all about building. So I feel like for some of you, this is the general message. There is, like I said, a slow and strategic focus here on working with maybe co-workers or working with a business partner, or this could even be in a marriage. But it's one of the two because we have the Hierophant here on the bottom, which talks about commitments, which talks about contracts. So think careers, think business partners, think marriages. Okay, so that's what it's about. Slowly building and working here with others. Now, with the Queen of Swords and the Lovers, I definitely feel like you have had to or have to take it as confirmation or as advice. You have to or had to step into an energy of confirmation. Stepping into an energy of using logical and practical judgment and discernment when it came to what you were indecisive about or what you are indecisive about. This is where your head and your heart need to meet each other, where they need to be on the same page. Okay. So getting very serious about how you choose, how you pick and choose, whether this is about love or work. Now, I am seeing too that you want to take a risk or a leap of faith here this week. This is in regards to winning something, to being successful, having some type of victory here. All right. And this Hangman is your energy, Pisces. It makes me feel like you may be procrastinating. You may be holding yourself back. You may be getting in your own way, or you could have been in a place where you felt stuck, like things weren't happening. But this is all about changing your perspectives. So if you were stuck or you are feeling stuck, this is like changing your perspective in the best way, in a positive way, so that you can see the opportunities, or so that you can have enough confidence to take this leap of faith here. Yeah, to go towards this win. Mhm. And as I said earlier, you guys are in your head, overthinking, self doubt, second guessing. But spirit is present with you. This is your energy. High priestess is the energy of spiritual wisdom, divine feminine spiritual wisdom, guidance, knowledge, and protection. So as you are overthinking, you have to trust your own intuition. You have to trust your spirit team, your spirit guides, or God, the universe, whatever your spiritual time is. As you make decisions, trust your intuition and it will lead you to truth, because 9 plus 2 is 11. And 11 just comes down to 1. So trusting your own intuition as you are indecisive this week, or as you are overthinking this week, will bring in justice for you. It will lead you towards what you deserve and what it is that you truly want. Okay. So don't overthink this week. Don't find yourself in a continuous thought pattern, a continuous thought. I'm trying to say loops, looping in your thoughts. But trust your intuition for the guidance you need to win here, as you jump out here and take a leap of faith. But just because the wins are available, the opportunity is here, the truth and clarity comes this week. Be patient, Pisces. Be patient to let things play out. Okay, that's why I say steady pace wins the race. So take your time, build something brick by brick. That's what's going on for you this week. It's quite simple. Let's get some tea. Now, Taurus could be significant, a Gemini could be significant, Libra is real, Pisces is here, Aquarius is here. We have a lot of air energy here. And in Pisces, you are here. What's going on with Pisces? What's the tea? Reading up, doing the research, learning more, gaining insight with laughter, happiness, and joy. So some of you may be actually looking into other options, or looking into other opportunities, or trying to find other ways here to bring some type of happiness or joy into your life. Okay? Yeah. What else is happening? We got wine and dine coming out, courtship, consistently dating, romance, and passion with black sheep on the bottom, rebelling, going against expectations, and defying the norms. I feel like somebody's relationship or connection defies the norms. When I'm kind of picking up, this would be very specific as Pisces, your relationship defies the norms because maybe your relationship or connection, or maybe just your personal path, took some turns or experiences that would have normally caused a huge ending, or caused some type of like it shouldn't have been able to survive. That's what I'm getting out of that. It's like the things that you have experienced. My apologies, but as I was saying, it's almost like somebody's connection is to be very specific, that your relationship experienced so much that it kind of would have on the outside may have appeared to people like, okay, they're not going to make it, but then you do. Okay. um Another storyline I'm getting out of this is someone's connection goes against the norms because maybe there's something happening that people don't normally do, whether it's the type of person that you are in a connection with. um yeah, it's kind of what's given. Like somebody's in a connection with someone, people may be side-eyeing the connection, like, okay, that's different, or that person is different. Mhm. What else is happening here for Pisces this week? ghosting. There's an element of ghosting here. No closure. Cowardice, disappearing at on the bottom of sneaky link. So somebody is ghosting their sneaky link. It says hidden lover, low-key situationships, or side piece. So either the sneaky link ghosts or somebody just decides to stop sneaking around, quite frankly. Yeah, yeah. Somebody wanted to get up out of the situation. Got a runner here and got spilling the beans. So somebody wants to get up out of the situation. They maybe didn't want things to come out. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this could be someone you're dealing with who have a sneaky link and they ghost a sneaky link, or you could have a sneaky link and they ghost you. Take it as it applies. You do have receipts coming out with graduation day. So somebody has like proof that I feel like they don't need to continue to do or move how they used to. It's like validation of love, true love. Okay, take it as it applies. All right, G. Hold on, y'all. Baby boy don't got up. Keep moving around the house. So let's go ahead and finish your reading, Pisces. I'm going to get your oracle message that supports you, what you need to know that supports you this week. But as I said, you are already intuitively, spiritually, and intuitively guided here. So I feel like you are protected, and it is okay for you to not worry about. It's like don't get in a place of confusion or of not knowing. Trust your intuition. Trust that God got you. Trust that Spirit got you, and that it can only lead to what's right, to what you deserve. So don't have no self doubts. Trust the journey. Trust the journey. hmm And know to continue to be patient. Okay, what does Pisces need to know? Please and thank you as they exit July. Surrender. I gotta say trust the process. It says the angels want you to know you need not to worry about the resolution, Pisces, of the current situation. Instead of trying to solve the problem with force, trust that you will get exactly what you need. No matter how the outcome or the uncertainty situation, no matter the outcome of the uncertain situation, you are taken care of. You are taken care of. Your information is regardless of the outcome. I am taken care of. Receive that, comment below, know it, believe it, feel it within the depths. So no worrying, no stressing, being patient, release trying to control everything, let things unfold how they're supposed to fold. Let things unfold how they are supposed to unfold naturally, because that's how you're going to get the best results. When you start getting too involved and you start trying to think of ways to, you're doing too much. It's already working out in the background for you. It's just playing out behind the scenes. You just focus on what you were doing. Focus on what you're doing. Don't try to control the whole narrative. If your spirit guides are working on your behalf, your guardian angels, God is working on your behalf. On your behalf. I was feeling a little excited, so I started talking real country, but y'all get it, right, Pisces? I love this. I love this. All right, signs here. We already went over those. Yeah, I'm getting ready to begin posting the monthlies for August, so y'all stay tuned. Y'all have a good week. Going out with blast, huh? Thank y'all so much for watching, Pisces. Sending you light, love, positive vibes, and abundance as always. Signing off your girl side. Love you. Bye.